Hi, Jean-Lucia, this is Andy again. I'm sorry, I know you're fed up with me, but I had to address a few more things with you, and I thought I would bring, because I'm scared to death of doing this, I brought my friend Bo back. Hello, Bo. Did you ever, do you ever, do you ever brush your hair? You look such a mess. Actually, this is what I like about Bo, is we don't email or text or voice. We just talk face to face, and that's what seems to work best for us. Now, let me have a look here. Uh, I think did you have a shower this morning? You sure you had a shower? Oh, you had a bird bath? Yeah, well, I think you might come out of that dirtier than you went in. See, because we have this Broro going, we can sort of say anything to each other, can't we? No, well, almost. So I miss that. I like to be able to talk face to face, and we just aren't able to do that at the moment, John Lucia. So I've got to do this and chat to you like this. So what I've done today is I'm putting him away for the moment, where he doesn't smell so much. I got the two little guys that we had last time. Do you remember them? Yeah, I think so. Hello. You just need to turn around, pal. You can tell I've got no eyesight. Oh, you really can. And I think we did it at the one, and this hand is you, and this is me. And last time we talked about how we sat on the plane together, and we had a good chat, and we zoomed through on the buggy in the airport, and got on a what was that thing we got on outside the airport? I think it was some sort of a coach, wasn't it? We got a coach, and then we got onto. Yes, oh yes, and I had to explain the difference between the two. So, just in case you've forgotten, this is the bus, which is designed for city use. Well, we didn't take one of these. No, we actually took a coach, and what I've discovered with the coach is there's more I can tell you about it. It's got a little thing you can put your luggage in at the bottom, yeah, and it's got skylights to give you light from above. You don't get this very often on a bus. So we took the back. Hey, come on, back, you guys. We went into the city together, and you schlepped my suitcase around, and I got on your shoulder, not the other way around, and you just led the way, and we had fun, I think. And you said in your note to me that we had 5 hours of fun, and at the end of it, we had to part and go our ways, and I really want to take it from there. And we had no plans. We made no effort at all to sort out how we were going to communicate or whether we'd stay in touch afterwards. We just went. Okay, and you went off, assuming everything went to plan. You went off, got something to eat, went off to Paris. And I went home. I had to see my mum and had some things to do in the UK. And I didn't leave the UK until I came back to the States. You wrote to me, and you said you were fed up with all the communication. I'm putting it. I don't think you've never been rude to me. You've always been polite, but you've been firm. And I'm assuming that I can paraphrase a bit, and you didn't like the volume of communication that I sent to you. And you mentioned feeling harassed, and the content also made you feel emotionally blackmailed, I think was the word. So let's cover some of that, because if we don't get past that, I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to get past it anyway, but I'm going to give it a try. So, where do we start? I'm going to tell you why I communicated a lot. This is a bit tough, why you do things. Well, first of all, I think I missed you. This is the easy bit, I love talking to you about soccer, yes, and we talked about your teams and Chelsea that I supported, and I wrote to you telling you that there's all these games coming up. You know, you want to watch out for this one. Portugal, wow, they had some great games. I went on about when these games were on, and would you be able to get to see them, and did you get to see them? Put some comments on. about what I thought how they'd done. That's one thing. I love just interacting with you. I like to talk to you. He likes to talk to you. And we haven't had any of that because I didn't get any replies to my messages. You say in your note, well, you were on vacation and you were away, and the last thing you wanted to do was be bothered with mail, right? So I'm down here with nothing. I got nothing. I don't know what's going on. I didn't know that was your intent. I'd just seen that you charged up your phone while you were with me, and you seemed to use it. So I thought everything was fine. We were getting some, and I did. This is what was missing from your memo. I was really frustrated that this happened. You said nothing. You said that, okay, we didn't have any contact plans, but you said nothing about me sending you a friend request on Facebook, and a week later you did come back, or you generated a note to me that said, yes, we are friends on Facebook. We had a virtual handshake, what Bo would call a wing shake. So I said, fine, I can go on. It says, actually, you go on to Facebook and it says, would you like to post on, this is you, I'm stroking your ear. Would I like to go on Facebook and post on your timeline? It didn't say it like that. It says post on Gianluca's timeline. It just tells you to do that. And not knowing any protocols or anything about it, I just did it, and I put two things on really. One was about a national team of yours that I thought you'd be pleased to hear about, how they'd won a game. And I also sent another one about our trip, and I said you are the best travelling companion. I thought that was nice. I was quite pleased I thought of that. But as I say, they got removed. You removed them and weren't happy about that, as among the things you didn't like. Also, I did send a lot of messages. Now, the messages were about, as I say, the easy stuff I've done, the soccer. And also they were about about your trip, where are you going, when are you going to be. I wanted to know a bit about the itinerary. I was hoping you were going to good places. And I didn't get any replies. And as time went on and I didn't get replies, this is the thing I've got to own up to now. Okay. Jean-Luc, I didn't know whether you were okay or not. I didn't know whether you were in good health. I didn't know whether you were safe. I mean, you're a big guy. You weren't going to do anything too stupid, but you were travelling on your own, right? You're on your own here and didn't have anybody. You had people you've got to meet when you got to places, but I mean, in France you had nobody with you. When you were travelling between places, you were on your own. And I kind of thought, well, is he okay? I don't know whether he's got any problems. And I had to laugh because I found this guy. Let's see if I can get him on camera. All right, this is not a coach or a bus. I don't think. This is more like a van. This guy here is not the sort of guy I would want to meet up with anywhere. He reminds me, he's so funny, he reminds me of these pickpockets that you get. I'm not going to say where, because I don't know inside, because I've been pickpocketed in New York and London and Rome, as many people have. So it can happen anywhere. And I thought, well, if you had a problem like that, I could wire you some money, I could do something. Of course, now I say that, and it sounds like it's more of this emotional blackmail. Oh, I could do this for you and do that. And I don't want it. So it's just very, very much from the heart. I would have helped you if you had had a health problem. You got hurt in any way, I would have come out. It's only an hour's flight to most places that you were going. I would have come out to Europe and seen you were okay. So I did. I missed you, and I wasn't hearing from you, so I missed you all the more, and I was concerned whether you were okay. And I didn't really know how to say that to you other than just keep bombarding you with email. Then the other thing you weren't happy about was all the phone calls. I was using voice over internet protocol, VoIP, and it kept coming up. You can turn your back on me if you like. It come up, oh yes, he's offline, or oops, something went wrong, and he'd say try again later. So, like an idiot, I kept trying again later, not realising you're going to have this scroll of missed calls from me. It looks like all I did all the time I was in London was try to contact you. But I was just, when I was on the computer, I was doing other things. Yeah, well, I'll give John Little a call, see if he's around. Trying to make it very blasé. No, it was special. I was hoping to contact you. I'm sorry I didn't, and I'm sorry that it got you really so fed up when you saw this. But that wasn't really everything, I think, that really got you fed up. So let's try and explain this now. Okay, I've got a pyramid. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, I'm a disabled guy, and as such, I rely on a foundation, we'll say here, and that foundation is my self-esteem, my self-confidence. Oh, I don't know, just whatever allows me to function. You know, relevance is a word I use. I have to try to feel I make an effort to be relevant to people, because often they think a disabled person isn't relevant. They think, oh, you're an invalid and therefore you're invalid, and you have no value. So you try to build that, and you do it in a way that you hope you can interact, which is what this top part is, the interaction. And interaction is just the good stuff, like I say, the soccer and ideas, and talking about your studies, and even some personal stuff. We talked a bit about your family, and the other side of it is that props this up is caring, and it's because there's two sets of caring. You care for me and I care for you, and there's two sets of interaction. I interact with you and you interact with me, and those four blocks hold together at the top, with the foundation of relevance, self-confidence, self-esteem at the bottom. Does that make sense? Oh, that's very, very abstract. I'm not trying to explain, but I inevitably going to have to find myself missing you if I built one of these blocks with you and you're gone, and I'm going to probably over-communicate to try and get some of that back. And what happened was that after you got back, we had this awkward thing over this professor I bumped into, whom I hadn't mentioned your name to, and said, would he mind having a chat with you, or, you know, if I got you to network with him, because I thought you were in the same discipline. And he said, yeah, fine. And I said, well, you put something in the email about where he's studying, and you'll recognise who it is. And he said, yeah, okay, fine. So it's a quick interaction on that, but we did have an interesting conversation about one of your that thesis of yours, which I still want to see. And then he disappeared, and I gave you his details, and I didn't hear back. Well, by this time, of course, I was back in the USA when we were trying to sort this out, and I have not heard from you, other than the one transaction where you accepted me as a friend on Facebook. No messages were responded to or anything like that. So I don't know if you're okay. I don't know, little fella. Were you all right? And I was exasperated. I'd just gone a month then not hearing from you. And I got in touch with the college and spoke to the secretary. And I said to the secretary, look, I want to contact a student. I have used your email that you offer for the students, and it's not got through, I don't think, because I haven't had a response. Is there any other way? And she said, yeah, you do it through the office. She said, just tell me what you want to communicate with him about, and I can just use, I've got his social media, I've got his phone, I can do that for you. And so then I had to give your name. I'm sorry. I know you didn't like that. And oh dear, no, you were not happy. Oh dear, that I did that.